Good morning, students. In this session, we are going to start next poem. In fact, it is the last poem of this sem, Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S., written by very famous Anglo-Indian poet, that is Nizam Ezekiel. Okay, when we come to about the poet himself, or writer himself, Nizam Ezekiel, his period mainly from 1924 to 2004, and he is a Bene Israelite, that is his family originally belongs to Israel, they are Israelites, but he was born and settled mainly in India, so he is mainly called, or he belongs to the category called Indo-Anglican poets. He is Indo-Anglican poet. Apart from that, he is also very famous actor, playwright, editor, and also art critic. Okay, when we come to his education, he did his education mainly in Mumbai and also in London. Later, he worked as a professor of English in the University of Bombay. And though he has written many works, but here I am mentioning only important works. First one, that he has written many collection of poems, many volumes of poetry. First volume of poetry is A Time to Change. It was written during 1952. And one more, as already told, though he has written many poems, many volumes of poetry, here I am mentioning only a few. And best known last volume is Latter Day Psalms. It was written during 1982. And this poem, Goodbye Party for Miss Pushpa T.S., it was appeared in the collection of poems or collection of poetry, Hymns in Darkness. It was published during 1976. And the theme of this poem, it is mainly to offer a satirical look at how semi-educated Indians speak English. And even he was, for his great achievement, great contribution to literature, he has been awarded with Padma Shri during 1988 and also Sahitya Academy in 1983. And one more speciality of this poem, it is a dramatic monologue. So in the last class in the sense, while teaching the poem that is Mending Wall, I already explained the definition of a dramatic monologue. So in a dramatic monologue, the speciality, though many characters are there, but only one character goes on speaking, and other characters, they are mainly the silent listeners. And the poet or the speaker, he addresses not the readers, but mainly the silent listeners. So here also in this poem, we have only one person, speaker. He goes on addressing the gathering. He gives a speech, or he makes a speech addressing the whole gathering. So that is dramatic monologue. And so when we come to this particular poem, here the writer mainly makes gentle fun of the people who cannot speak English properly. That is, there are grammatical mistakes, strange arrangements of words, phrases, and idioms, which are direct translations and of expression in Indian languages. That is, most of the time, what we speak, there is a direct translation of our mother tongue. That means most of the time, though we speak English, especially semi-educated Indians, they feel very proud to speak in English. For them to speak in their mother tongue, it is somewhat very inferior. So just to feel superior, though they do not know English properly, they want to speak mainly in English. So while speaking English, they do commit so many mistakes. As I already told you, grammatical mistakes, and also most of the time there is a direct translation of their mother tongue. That is, we may observe the influence of their mother tongue in English. For example, just to give one example, that is ತಲೆ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಡ. ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ ಹೋಗು ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ತಲೆ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈಟ್ ಮೈ ಹೆಡ್. ಸೊ ಮುಂಚೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ, ನನ್ನ ತಲೆ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಡ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಈಟ್ ಮೈ ಹೆಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೌ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ ನೋ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಇರಿಟೇಟ್ ಮೀ. ಆದರೆ ಮುಂಚೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೇನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ ಮದರ್ ಟಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಡಿರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಿಗೆ ಡಿರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಡಿರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್, ವೆದರ್ ದೇ ಕಮಿಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕಲ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಫೀಲ್ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ರೌಡ್, ದೇ ಫೀಲ್ ಸುಪೀರಿಯರ್ when they are speaking in English. So here the author mainly he gently ridicules the errors of grammar and idioms which many semi-educated Indians commit while speaking the English language. And one more very important point, actually here in this poem the speaker mainly, as already told, he makes a gentle fun of the people who cannot speak English properly. So while speaking English, many Indians they do use present continuous tense, though their simple present tense it is sufficient, it is useful. That is actually present instead of a simple present tense. They mainly use, while speaking English, they use present continuous tense mainly because it is the most of the time it is the direct translation of their mother tongue. And one more, the occasion, when we come to the occasion of this poem, it is only a farewell party, a goodbye party to one of the colleagues who is going to foreign country for a better prospects. That is, all the people, all the colleagues, they have gathered to wish her bon voyage, to wish her happy journey to one of their colleagues who is going to a foreign country. So in that gathering, one speaker, that is one colleague, one of the colleagues, addressing the whole gathering, addressing all the colleagues, he makes a speech. So in that speech, the speaker mainly he talks about, he appreciates the good qualities of the lady who is going to a foreign country. And he mainly, in his speech, he mainly says her name is Pushpa and she is a lady with an all-time smile on her face, full of spirits, and her good spirit makes her popular, and she's very cheerful. Though she belongs to a very famous family, that is a well-to-do family, she hasn't any arrogance. So all those qualities, her great qualities, great spirit, cheerfulness, her smile, all the great qualities, they have been appreciated by the speaker in this particular poem. Okay, let me read the poem first. Friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days, and while reading the poem, please just go on observing the mistakes here the semi-educated Indians they do commit. Okay, and we are meeting today to wish her bon voyage. You are all knowing, friends, what sweetness is in Miss Pushpa. I don't mean only external sweetness but internal sweetness. Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling even for no reason but simply because she is feeling. Miss Pushpa is coming from very high family. Her father was a renowned advocate in Balsar or Surat. I am not remembering now which place. Surat, yes. Once only I stayed in Surat with family members of my uncle's very old friend. His wife was cooking nicely. That was long time ago. Coming back to Miss Pushpa, She is most popular lady with men also and ladies also. Whenever I asked her to do anything, she was saying, just now only I will do it. That is showing good spirit. I am always appreciating the good spirit. Pushpa Miss is never saying no. Whatever I or anybody is asking, she is always saying yes. And today, she is going to improve her prospect. And we are wishing her bon voyage. Now, I ask other speakers to speak, and afterwards, Miss Pushpa will do summing up. So, that is when we just go on reading that poem, we can realize, we can observe the mistakes we Indians, while speaking English, we do commit. So, friends, as already told, it is the farewell party, goodbye party to one of the colleagues, and her name is Pushpa. And this Pushpa, she is going to a foreign country to enjoy, to have a better prospects. So, okay, this is the occasion. Friends, here the speaker addressing the whole gathering, addressing all the colleagues, he makes a speech. Friends, our dear sister is departing for foreign in 2-3 days. And first mistake here we may observe foreign. Actually, we shouldn't say foreign, but we have to say foreign country. And one more thing, but once again, in our mother tongue, we usually use in our usual usage, we use the word foreign. We do not say foreign country, but we usually say foreign. So, as I already told, it is the direct translation of our mother tongue, or influence of our mother tongue we can observe. And in 2-3 days, so ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, in 2-3 ದಿನ. So ಆ 2-3 ದಿನ, even in other Indian languages, we used to say the same thing, 2-3 days. ಆದರೆ but in English, the proper usage, it is in 2 or 3 days. ನಮ್ಮ ಮದರ್ ಟಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದು ಇನ್ನು 2-3 ದಿನ. ಆದರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದರ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ 2-3 ಡೇಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ 2 or 3 days. ಸೊ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಅವರ್ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫಾರಿನ್ or in 2 or 3 days. And we are meeting today to wish her bon voyage. Since our friend, our sister Pushpa, she is going to a foreign country, we all have gathered, assembled, mainly to wish her bon voyage. And once again, we are meeting today. Instead of we are meeting today, we may use we are all here today, or we all have gathered today to wish her bon voyage. You are all knowing friends. As already told, instead of simple present tense, the author mainly uses present continuous tense. It is not the mistake of the author, but here author mainly makes fun of English mainly used by the semi-educated Indians. Okay, here you are all knowing. Once again, present continuous tense. Instead, we may use, that is, you all know friends. It is you are all knowing. It is present continuous tense. We should say you all know friends what sweetness is in Miss Pushpa. I don't mean only external sweetness, but internal sweetness. The writer, the speaker mainly talking about the great qualities of Pushpa, or mainly appreciating the great qualities of Pushpa. The speaker mainly says she is a very sweet girl. Not only she has external sweetness, not only external, she is not only very beautiful, very sweet externally, but even in her heart, that is, she is even internally also she is very sweet in the sense she is a very good lady. She has a helping nature, that is, she is very sweet not only externally but even internally. Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling even for no reason but simply because she is feeling. Once again ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಮದರ್ ಟಂಗ್. ಅವಳು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಗ್ತಾ 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 ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ once again direct translation. Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling. Actually we have to say Miss Pushpa, she always used to smile. She always used to smile. We shouldn't say Miss Pushpa is smiling and smiling even for no reason but simply because she is feeling. Simply because she feels. She is feeling. It is not correct. She feels. Miss Pushpa always used to smile for no reason but simply because she feels. So thus here that is the speaker mainly talks about the writer Nizam Ezekiel, the poet, mainly talks about the mistakes and the way in which we Indians we use present continuous tense instead of simple present tense. Okay, thank you, and further poem to be explained in the next class. Okay, thank you, take care.